Assalamu alaikum everyone. So the first problem is something about income tax, right? So income tax, how this income tax is going to work, right? So it says that for the first 500,000 the income tax is free, and for the second 500,000 the tax is 4% it seems, right? So how are we going to find the tax for 650,000? So this is the first problem, right? So in order to find this, we have to separately write this 500,000 and then 150,000. So once we are done with that, so what you have to do is, 500,000 is tax free, so we say that this is tax free, right? You don't have any tax free, and this has a tax of 4%. So now we are going to find the 4% tax of this. So finding the 4% tax will be 150,000 multiplied by 4 over 100. So this is going to be 0 0 gone, 0 0 gone. 1,500 into 4 is equal to 6,000. So the total tax that you are going to pay for 650,000 is going to be 6,000. So altogether, at last, the amount that you are going to pay is 656,000. So here's the answer for the first question. If they are asking for the total, value that you have to pay, this will be the answer. Alright, so in the second question, what you have to do is, you have to add this 3 over x plus 1 over 2x, right? So in order to add this, what you have to do is, initially the LCM should be same, right? LCM of what? LCM of the denominator. So this x and this 2x. So the LCM of the denominator is going to be, if I multiply this by 2 and up also by 2, you look that, the denominators are going to be same. If the denominators are going to be same, you have found the LCM, right? So if that is the case, 2 into 3 is going to be 6 over 2x, 6 over 2x plus 1 over 2x. Now you have the common denominator, so 2x is common, so 6 plus 1 is going to be 7, so the answer is 7 over 2x. Fine. On the third problem, what you are supposed to do is, you have to find the, the region, you have to write the region in terms of, set notation. So you see that, P is not included, right, and Q is, included, right. So what is this region? Initially we will find this region, this is P and not Q, right. So this region over here, right, so, let me shade it in blue color so that you might understand this, right. So the blue color region is P and not Q. P and not Q. So we need everything out of that. So P and not Q. We don't need that. So you're going to get P and Q complement. So this is the set notation for the third problem. But there's another way of representing this as well, right? That is, you can write this as, P complement union Q, right? So P complement union Q. This is also another way, another representation using set notation for this problem. Good. So the fourth problem is the logarithmic problem. So they are saying x equal to a to the power of b. So they are asking to write this in the form of logarithm, right? So you know that the laws of logarithm. Whenever we write the logarithmic form, log to the base of something else, the answer will be coming here and equal to the index. So that is how the format is. If you want to write this in the logarithmic form, what you have to do is, you are going to have log of, the base will be somewhere around here, and the answer, the x, this is the answer, right? A to the power of b is equal to x. So this x is going to come here, and the index will be on the other side. So this is how you do the logarithmic problems. Fifth problem that they have given is an isosceles triangle, right? So if you want to know what is an isosceles triangle and equilateral triangle, go to the grade 10 playlist. You have about equilateral and isosceles triangle. So here what you have is an isosceles triangle. How do you know that? Because you have, two sides to be equal. How do you know that these two sides are equal? Because they have given you this mark, right? If that was the case, if these two sides are equal, then you know that from the theorem of isosceles triangle, these two angles should also be equal. So if this is A, this also should be equal to A. But you know that sum of interior angles in the triangle is going to be 180 degrees. So 2A plus another A, right? This 2A should be equal to 180 degrees. If that was the case, 2A plus A is going to be 4A. 4A is equal to 180. If 4 times something else is equal to 180, then A is equal to, that 180 should be divided by 4. This is going to be 45 degrees. Therefore, the value of A is going to be 45 degrees. So the next problem is P by 3 minus 1 is equal to 4. So you are supposed to solve this. So how are we going to solve this? That is the next problem. So P by 3, you have some kind of thing. If you subtract 1 from that thing, it's going to make 4. So if you don't subtract 1, so what is going to happen? If you don't subtract 1, it's going to be 5. So P by 3 is going to be 5. P by 3 is going to be 5, right? Algebraically speaking, if you take minus 1 to the other side, it becomes plus 1. So 4 plus 1 is going to be 5, even if you do in that fashion, right? Now what you have to do is, in order to find P, you have to subject P, so you have to multiply this by 3 and this also by 3. So 3 to 3 gone, P is equal to 15. So this is how you find the value of P. The seventh problem what they are asking is to find x and y, right? So in order to find x and y, we need to know some theorems in circles, right? So we need to know some theorems in the circle. So number one theory is, if there is a diameter, if you have the diameter and the angle subtended by the diameter is going to be 90. Furthermore, the angle subtended by the same segment are going to be equal. That is called the segment angle. So if this was 50, you have the same chord. So 50 and x should be equal, right? So x is equal to 50. What is the reason? Because segment angles, segment angles, segment angles. So x is equal to 50. So the next one is 50 plus, this is going to be 90. Why so? Because it is being subtended by the diameter. So 50 plus 90 plus y is going to be 180. So why is this 180? Because this is a triangle. So if that is the case, 90 plus 50 is going to be 140. 140 plus y is going to be 180. If that is the case, now y is going to be how much? Take this 140 to the other side. If you do that, you are going to get y is equal to 180 minus 140. So y is equal to 40 degrees. Furthermore, in the eighth question, what they're saying is, the motor car is traveling, about 175 kilometers, and it takes about 3.5 hours to reach that place. So now the question is, what is the speed, average speed of this, motor vehicle? So if you want to find the average velocity or average speed or whatever, blah blah stuffs, you have to calculate. This is the way you do. Total distance divided by total time taken, right? So total distance here is 175 kilometers. 175 kilometers divided by 3.5 hours, right? So it's going to be 3.5, right? You can multiply up and down by 2, so you're going to get 2 here. So this is going to be 2 into 175 divided by 7. If you do the math, you're going to get about 25 into 2, which is going to be 50 kilometer, but the unit is very important. The unit will be 50 kilometer per hour. So per hour, this unit is very important when we do or when we find the average speed of the motor car. Next problem, it says that you have to find the LCM of 6x squared y and 4xy squared, right? So we have learned how to find LCM. You can check out the last few videos on LCM in quadratic equation and whatnot. So to find the LCM of this, what you have to do is you have to write 6x squared y comma 4xy whole thing squared in one line, and what you have to do is you have to divide this by 2, because 4 and 6 has a common multiple of 2, so you can divide this by 2. So 6 divided by 2 is going to be 3x squared by y, and this can be divided by 2, so you're going to get 2xy squared. Furthermore, you can divide this further by 2, so you're going to get 3x squared y and xy squared. Further, you can divide this by 3, so 3, if I divide by 3, what I'm going to get is x squared y here, and you can divide this xy squared by 3, so you're going to put xy squared as it is. So furthermore, you can divide this by x and y separately, we will do one by one, so you can divide by x, so you're going to get xy here, and x to x gone, so you're going to get y squared here. Furthermore, again you can divide this by x, so let me write it here. So you have xy comma y squared, divide this by x, so you're going to get y here comma y squared. Now you can divide this by y, so you're going to get 1 here and y here. Divide this again by y, so you're going to get 1 comma 1 here. Now you have to multiply each and everything here. So 2 into 2 into 3 into x is going to be 3 into x into y. So this is going to be 2 into 2 is 4, 4 into 3 is 12. 12 into x is going to be x squared into y squared. So this is how you find the LCM of two given terms, right? So in this question, what they are asking is what is the condition, what is the other part of the angle that should be equal in order to satisfy the angle triangle ABC and DCB to be congruent under the condition of SAS, right? Now for sure DC equal to AB, so that is one of the sides, and BC equal to BC. For ABC and BCD, those are the common. BC is the common side, right? So DC and AB is okay, and BC and BC is okay. So the next one is side included angle side. So we have to check out the angles between the sides. So the angle between BC and DC is going to be this, and AB and BC is going to be this. So the angles that are going to be equal are DCB and ABC. So if you write the answer as ABC and DCB, then that is what they are expecting.